these athletes doing whatever they want. What Sha'Carri needs to do is obey the rules.
Obey these hot takes.
Nah.
Obey the image.
Nah.
Runners, obey the pressure.
Nah.
You need to obey your big mama.
And your mama. Nah.
I'm just playing.
Thirst quenching, but never thirsty.
There you have it. Esau Edom latest attempt at pushing rebellious, and it's to be expected. All right. So with that being said, Shalom, Shalom, Shalom. All praises to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, which is to say in the Paleo Hebrew, also known as the Lashawan Kodash, Yahweh, meaning he is, Bahashem, meaning in the name, Yahweh Shai, meaning he is our salvation, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus a so-called black man. All right. And as you see from the commercial starring, the track star runner, Sha'Carri Richardson, it's a commercial, about obeying, okay, and how she rebels against the notion or the idea of obeying. Although they try to use it cleverly in a Sprite commercial to hide up the true message behind it, we're going to bring it out. Because what were they actually telling you in this commercial? Not to obey, okay? Not to obey the authoritative figure, okay? Which is what? The man, okay? So the woman is supposed to obey her husband, okay? And the woman is supposed to be transferred from the father to her husband, okay? It's never a point or moment in her time that she's not supposed to be, watched out or looked over, okay? But in this time, she's free to roam and go rampant, okay? In the ancient days, she would be handed over as a possession from her father to her future husband, okay? And back then, you had to obey, okay? That's not a foreign concept, but in today's time, it's very much so a foreign concept, because in the, idea of giving our women liberty, she doesn't have to obey, okay? She doesn't have to be held accountable, okay? And that's what this commercial is pushing for the next generation of girls that look up to, Sha'Carri Richardson, okay? Because make no mistake about it, they pay these athletes, these entertainers, good money to push their message, okay? And what is their message at the end of the day is to go against the male authority, to go against essentially Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, okay? This is Ephesians chapter 5, and we're going to start at verse 22. It reads, "Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord." Right. And like I said, a woman, a marriageable woman, she would be handed over from her father to her husband, which would be her Lord, okay? Her husband would be her Lord that would reign over her, okay? And it says, wives, submit. When you go into that word, one of the definitions is obey. Okay, so wives, submit, obey yourselves unto your own husbands, as unto the Lord. Okay, let's go into that word submit. It's the Greek word.
Strong's G 5293. Hupatasso. Hupatasso.
Hupatasso, okay? And some of the outline of biblical usage for that word is to arrange under, to subordinate, to subject, put in subjection, to subject oneself, obey, okay? To submit to one's control. So wives, you are to obey your husbands, okay? And that's not a foreign concept, although in today's time, it very much well is. Because why? Under this current rulership, Esau Edom, who is in complete opposition of what the word says, he goes in contrary to what the word says. So if it says, wives, submit yourselves to your husband, he's going to pump out and push these type of propaganda to naught, even though it seems somewhat, not relating to the, matter at hand. It seems like it's just relating to this, Sprite commercial. No, there's messages behind their messages, okay? And this message is to our young, females that what? Don't obey. Don't obey, okay? Be your own woman, okay? And then you had, her aunt and her grandma telling her to obey. And what does it tell? What does it say in scriptures? It says the aged woman is to teach the young woman. And what does she show you? She shows you that, her rebellion nature towards the aged woman. Okay. And then at the end, she jokingly says, I'm just playing. Well, no, she isn't, because the whole commercial is based on not obeying. Okay. That's the whole thing about Sprite. Sprite is obey your thirst. And what is her thirst for? Her thirst is, to continue to strive to, have that liberty, that, freedom that the serpent gave her. Okay. Speaking of Eve back in the garden. All right. So obey your thirst, obey your natural, your natural instincts to, to be disobedient. Okay. Let's go there. So let's finish reading this. It says Ephesians 5:22. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands. Okay, so wives, obey yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. Right. And like I said, we are the Lord's, of you women. Okay. Just like Yahushua is the Lord of us, just like we are Yahushua's, wife. Okay. Speaking of the man. Okay. Because we the church. The church starts with the man. It gives you the order. Okay. It says Yahweh, then under Yahweh is Yahushua, then under Yahushua is the man, and then under the man is the woman. Okay. So it says, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as the anointed, the Hamashiach, Yahushua, is the head of the church. Okay. And the church is the man. Okay. It says what? And he is the savior of the body. Right. So there's order to this body. Okay. And if you don't obey, you don't receive that salvation. So you going out and disobeying, and this commercial is promoting complete and utter, disobedience. Okay. Although they cleverly hid it up, although they cleverly hid it behind a Sprite commercial, they show you so many things. Okay. When it says obey the image, she said no. What did she have on? She was wearing pants. Okay. So this commercial, this society in general is against the Most High. All right. So it says, for the husband is the head of the wife, even as Yahushua is the head of the church. Okay. And the church begins with the man. Okay. And he is the savior of the body. Right. And then under that, you have, the woman, really it starts with the elect, and then you have the rest of the 1/3. It says 24. Therefore, as the church is subject unto the anointed, Yahushua, so let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. Right. So you have to obey and listen to your husband. You have to submit yourself. Although that's a foreign concept in this time and day, in this society that is ruled by, the wicked elite, Esau, Edom, you have to obey and submit yourselves to your husbands. Okay. And that cannot be found more prevalent throughout the, so-called Black, Latino, and Native American. Okay. Especially the Black family. The wives doesn't listen to their husband at all. Okay. It's pretty much, the husband is simping. Okay. The husband has to do what the wife tells him to do, and the slight chance that he may get some of the box. All right. But make no mistake about it. In this kingdom, in this society, for the most part, 99%, the wife does not obey the husband. Okay. And the husband has to settle for whatever it is that he can get from the wife in order to believe that somehow or in some fashion that she is showing him some sort of, sign of obedience. But in actuality, she isn't. So 24 says, therefore, as the church is subject unto the anointed, So let the wives be to their own husbands in everything. 25, husbands, love your wives, even as the anointed also loved the church. Right, and how? Because he laid down his life. And you want us, speaking of the husbands, you want the husband to lay down his life for his wife, but the wife won't even subject or obey the words of the husband, okay? You get complete and utter, drawback when you ask for certain things, okay? But yet, if all hell breaks loose, you want that man to protect you, but yet you won't even obey and, show subjection to him. So it says 25, husbands, love your wives, even as the anointed Yahushua also loved the church, right? And he gave his life, okay? Particularly for the elect on this side. It says, and gave himself for it, right? And that's the same thing, we as the husband, we have to be willing and ready to give our lives, if it calls for our wife, okay? As long as it's not in contradiction to what the word says. 26, that he might sanctify and cleanse it with the washing of water by the word. Right. And that's how you cleanse yourself, by the washing of the water, which is the word. Okay. So we bringing it out and we telling you, and we exposing this wicked, this wicked society, this wicked rulership. Okay. Because make no mistake about it, he speaks and convey messages through his entertainment, okay? His commercials, his movies, what have you. And this message that he is conveying is that the women, don't obey, okay? Don't obey. Don't obey what? The male authoritative figure, okay? Don't obey, and you will be rewarded, okay? You will be rewarded. This is Jeremiah 31. And this was prophesied, verse 22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. So if a woman is, ahead of the man, she doesn't have any need to what? Obey him, because now she has her own funds, her own means of, making money. She doesn't need protection, okay, for the time being, all right, till all hell breaks loose. And then that's when she's going to snap back into her senses, you see, and we come into those days, all right? So it says, Jeremiah 31 and 22, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? And this is speaking of the nation of Israel as well. For Yahweh hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man. And that's why she can afford to not obey, because right now Esau Edom is providing her for Esau Edom, the so-called white man, is providing her with everything that she needs. Okay. But soon he's going, withdraw all his help and aid, and she's going to be left out there in the dark to, fend for herself. And then that's when she's going to snap back into her right mind. Okay. Now, just to go to show you that Esau, he teaches in subtle ways that if you can't really pick up on it, you would think it's just a commercial about obeying your thirst and not, disobeying, the male authoritative figure, okay, which is the husband, all right, or your father. Because like I said, a woman would be handed over as a possession from the father to her future husband, okay, but now there's no transition between the father and the husband. She's allowed to go out and, engage in her, whoredom stage, okay? Sleep around with however many men she want, and then try to settle down, okay? So it says, Proverbs 6 and 13. It says, he winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Right. So this is how he teaches and speaks. He goes about doing things subtly that you won't know. Okay. He uses misdirections. Behind that commercial, he wasn't just selling you a bottle of Sprite, but he was also selling you his philosophy. Okay. That the women should be disobedient to their husband. Okay. So it says, he winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers. Frowardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord. And this is what he does. He soweth discord, okay? The woman no longer needs to rely on the man, okay? It's just for a sign. Marriage is all just for a show in this society, okay? The woman, pretty much is handed over the keys to this man's, well-being, okay? When you marry in this society, and if you are a man, you might well just pretty much hand over your manhood, okay? Because the woman gets everything. If the marriage goes awry, goes bad, and y'all divorce, she's gonna get majority of your belongings. She's gonna get alimony. She's gonna get child support. She's gonna, she's gonna suck you dry through the courts, okay? And that's all set up because why? The woman shall compass a man. The Most High allowed it, pursuant to the curses, okay? So, this is where we at, but things are getting ready to turn around, and now, that man that was, getting the short end of the stick, if he is of the elect, he's going to get it all in these last days, okay? Because it tells you that Isaiah 13:12, I will make a man more precious than, fine gold, finding in the wedge of Ophir, all right? So everything is coming to an end in this man's kingdom, all right? It says, let's go to Isaiah 5, and let's jump down to right around verse 20. This is Isaiah 5 and verse 20. It reads, woe unto them that call evil good and good evil. And that's what Esau Edom does, okay? Even in his commercials with his subtlety, he calls evil good and good evil. That is good to disobey and not listen to the male, to the male authoritative, okay? It says that put darkness for light and light for darkness. This is what he do. This is what he does through his teachings, okay? But you can't see it. To you, it's just a commercial with this, track star female runner that's, dressed provocative and has, long nails on and different color hairstyles, and wearing, pants that's, related to a man, where it says a woman should not wear that which pertaineth to a man. All these things you won't pick up on because why? They have made it so, normal that the culture that we live in is, agreeable upon that, okay? That's just the norm. That's just the norm in our culture, okay? Particularly, the so-called black, all right? Matter of fact, that's black culture in its finest, okay? 21 says, no, the end of 20 says that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter. Obey your thirst, okay? What's your thirst? To not obey and not do what the, Lord tells us, okay? To not do what Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai tells us, okay? And like I said, she also represents the woman, which is the wife, which is, for the most part, Israel, as a collective that we shouldn't obey and listen to what the Most High says, okay? That we should obey our thirst, that we should lean on our own understanding, okay? That's what we should do, obey our thirst and not obey the law, statute, commandments, to the best of our abilities. So there's so much working on that commercial on so many different levels. You just have to be spiritually minded to see it, okay? Proverbs 3. See, it's all about obedience, okay? You see what happened when we disobey. You see the predicament that we in, okay? So it would be for our better, our better interest that we do obey, okay? And not obey our thirst, because our thirst is what got us to the predicament that we in right now. Doing whatever the hell we want to do is what led us to the position that we in right now, man. So it's time that we start to obey, okay? Now this is Proverbs 3, and let's jump down to right around verse 5. It says, trust in Yahweh with all thy heart. So we do have to listen and obey, okay? And lean not unto thy own understanding. Don't obey your thirst, all right? Because your thirst is what's going to get you taken away, okay? Especially in the days that we coming into. It says, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths. Okay, so in all your ways obey him. Okay, listen to this word, and he's going to direct our paths in that time, which is getting ready to come, which is known as Jacob's trouble. So this, man's rulership is coming to an end. He's trying everything that he can to, put the wicked vibration in this earth all the way up until the end. Okay. So going back to Isaiah 5:20, getting down to the point, verse 22 says, woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, obey your thirst, and men of strength to mingle strong drink. Right, so you want to, listen to this man and follow after his philosophies and his wine and his strong drink. Well then, hey, you're going to reap the same reward and benefits that he's going to get, because though, hand joining hand, the wicked should not go unpunished. All right. Verse 23 is the point, which justify the wicked for reward. You see, this man gives you a reward for your wickedness here in his kingdom. Okay, that's, being wicked in this man's kingdom is what you get, reward for. Okay, he's not going to reward you for doing righteous things. No, because he's the wicked. So he's going to reward you through your wickedness. Okay, promoting, obeying your thirst is a reward that you will get paid for. Because why? Not too many people can pick up on this subtlety. Okay, they're just going to take it for a commercial that Sprite has used for the past decades, that obey your thirst. All right, not seeing how he's using imagery to convey his message as well. So it says, woe unto them that are mighty to drink wine, and men of strength to mingle strong drink, which justify the wicked for reward. Okay, that's what you get it in his kingdom. If you wicked, the more wicked you are, the more he will reward you. Okay, putting out rap songs about offing your ops, sleeping with, other people's spouses, you get rewarded for that. Okay. The music could be trash, but the message that you putting out there is what he wants to promote. And in doing so, he's going to give you the bag. All right. Just like these commercials. All right. And our people, they don't care. They don't care what they say, what they do, because why? They after the bag. All right. So 23 says, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteousness of the righteous from him. Right. So she has a strong following, a strong, personality, that people follow to or follow after, even our men. Okay. But for the most part, she's working on the mind of the women. Okay. The young women that's coming up under her. Okay. That wants to be like a Sha'Carri Richardson. All right. That wants to wear the, colorful, lace front wigs and have the long fingernails and have that rebellious attitude. This is who the mind that she's working on. Okay. The next generation of our people through Esau, Edom, she's working on the youth of our, of our daughters. All right. So it says, which justify the wicked for reward and take away the righteous of the righteous from him. Now, she made another statement, when she was sitting at the table with her aunt and her grandmother, which is the aged women, and they was telling her to obey, but she said no, showing you that what? They going against the scriptures, because the scripture says that the aged woman should teach the, young women, okay? But she says no, and then she jokingly says, just kidding, but she wasn't. So let's pick up that verse in First Timothy? This is Titus chapter 2, and let's start at the top, verse 1. But speak thou the things which become sound doctrine. Okay? And this sound doctrine is this truth, this word, okay? And telling you and preparing you for things to come. Verse 2, that the aged man be sober, grave, temperate, sound in faith, and charity and patience. Verse 3, here it is, the aged woman likewise. And who was the aged woman that was represented in this commercial? her auntie, and her grandma, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to too much wine, teachers of good things. Right. And they was trying to teach her to obey. But as you've seen, she wasn't having it. It says that they may teach the young woman to be sober. Who was the young woman that was represented by this in the commercial? Sha'Carri Richardson. Okay. That they may teach the young woman to be sober, to obey. Okay. And what did she say? No. It says what? To love their husband. Okay. This is what the aged woman is supposed to teach the young woman, to love their husband. Okay. And like we went and said in this commercial, the aged woman was represented by her auntie and her grandmother, and she didn't want to learn. Okay. She wanted to disobey. So it says what? To love their husbands, to love their children, to be discreet. The woman, the so-called black woman today, she don't know what it means to be discreet. Okay. She wants to be loud so she could be seen and heard. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home. Okay. You don't see the day's woman, staying at home. She want to be all out and about. Okay. Showing off her body. It says to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient. Obedient. That's obeying. To their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemy. Okay, and you see Esau Edom, he continuously promotes blasphemy in this society. Okay, that's why he must be exposed. That's why he is being exposed as the son of perdition. Okay, that's why there's no repentance from him. Okay, because he blasphemed the Holy Spirit. All right. He goes in complete opposition of what this word says, all right? That's why he will receive no forgiveness. That's why after his 1,000 years are up in slavery, he will be done away with, okay? You have to, eradicate that cancer off the face of this earth, okay? It says, so verse 5, to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of the Most High be not blasphemy. Okay. And that's exactly what Esau Edom does. Okay. He puts, blasphemy in our, in our culture, in our society. All right. So he uses these individuals with a strong following, and he gives them the bag to promote whatever it is that he wants to promote through them. And they don't take a second thought to do this. Okay. So just brought this out, that commercial caught my eye by, surprise that, hey, obey, no, obey, no, obey, oh, no. The only thing that she obeys is her thirst. Okay. Her sensational appetite to do whatever she wants to do. Okay. That's the only thing that that's the only thing that she obeys is her thirst. Okay. And you see what obeying our thirst has gotten us, all right? Complete and utter, pandemonium, all right? We in a situation that we can't get ourselves out of, all right? The only person that's going to get us out is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, all right? And we in these last days where you got to be on point, all right? So just wanted to bring that out, found that commercial interesting, wanted to speak on it. Because I know, a lot of our people, they follow after this, individual, and, they going to just think nothing of it. They may even think it's a catchy commercial, not obeying everything else except for your thirst, all right? But there's teachings behind this, all right? And that's how Esau Edom teaches. He teaches in fraudness, okay? He teaches subtle, all right? You can't pick up on it, what he's saying or what he's doing, because he's conveying a different message outside of what's being said to you, which is obey your thirst. Talking about, you getting thirsty, obey it and quench it with the Sprite. All right. Because he's saying don't, drink anything else. There's nothing other refreshing than the Sprite to quench your thirst. Okay. And what is his Sprite? His Sprite is his ways of teaching. Okay. So obey your thirst, obey him. All right. Obey the wicked. All right. And, that's what was conveyed through this message, using Sha'Carri Richardson, because she's, she's trending right now. And that's how Esau does. If you're trending, or you could be a potential trending topic, then he's going to reward you for your wickedness. You read that in Isaiah 5:23. So, continue to be sober, and vigilant, and look out for Esau Edom, because he's coming with it. All right. He's trying to promote as much wickedness in this world as he can before he gets taken out. All right. So let's go ahead and close out with 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 8. And it reads, be sober, be vigilant. Okay. We're going to obey the Most High. Okay. We're not going to obey our thirst. All right. Because obeying our thirst is what got us in this predicament that we in today. So it says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And he wants you to disobey the word. And he wants you to obey your thirst, okay? And for the most part, 2/3 of our people, they're going to obey their thirst all the way up until the day of that, judgment, all right? So for those that are enduring to the end, the elect, continue to be sober, have a sober mind, look out, for anything and everything. Be vigilant, continue to watch, because your adversary, the devil, the so-called white man, Esau Edom, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. And he gives you these trendy things, to look at so that you can, follow after him, okay? So being rebellious is one thing that he likes for, our people to, engage in, okay? Especially the women, because he can use the woman to trap the man. Okay, there's no new thing under the sun. The same way he did back in the garden, he's back doing it today and this time. All right. So with that being said, I pray someone was edified through this lesson. And until the next time, if it be the Lord's will, stay strong, stay in the faith. We almost home. Shalom. Peace.